So if you've been watching my channel for any length of time by now, you're probably well aware of the fact that I consider myself to be a minimalist. I live in a home that has a lot of empty space because I don't own a lot of things, and honestly, I quite like it this way. I find that this lifestyle makes it easier for me to keep my home clean and tidy. It means I'm able to save money and spend more time doing the things I want to be doing rather than just cleaning up and taking care of all the things that I own that I don't really need to own. But even with all of that said, despite the fact that I live alone, in the last 2.5, almost 3 years that I've been living in this house, I seem to have amassed a lot more stuff than I had realized. And it's only taken me until now to realize that because I'm moving. Yes, it's finally happening. I know I've mentioned in a few previous videos about my desires to move and to get a new place, and it is in action, and it is currently under wraps right now. So the reason that I've been kind of sporadic with uploads in the last few weeks is because there's been a lot of chaos and a lot of stress and a lot of drama revolving around this whole situation, and a lot more than I had anticipated actually, which I will get into in another video another time once it is all wrapped up with a bow, and once I'm moved in and it's all over, I'll explain how everything became the way that it was. But that is the reason that I have been, missing uploads, and the reason that I haven't been so consistent with YouTube. So I apologize, but there's just been a lot of chaos going on. But yeah, I'm moving. And so as of right now, I have about a month left in this house, and I'm going to be out of here. There's only going to be a couple more videos filmed here, and then it's going to be on to newer, hopefully better, hopefully good things. I'm kind of scared. I'm very scared, honestly. It's nerve-wracking. It's hard leaving your comfort zone. But with all of that said, I need to start packing, because as I've started to mentally go through all of the things that I have that I need to pack up and get ready to move with me, I've realized that I have more stuff than I thought I have. And even though I might have a lot less stuff than most people have, it's still an overwhelming amount when you think about having to pack it all up and move it to a new location. And so I figured this video would be the perfect opportunity to take you guys along on the journey with me as I start to declutter my house and pack up in preparation of moving. I know you've all seen my videos with my perfectly clean kitchen counters and perfectly decluttered, tidy home, and that's more or less the truth, but I still have a lot of stuff because I'm still human, and it's time to get rid of some of that shit. So let's get started. Alrighty, so one of the most prominent problems I have is what I consider to be my inventory. As some of you guys know, I have a little side hustle, side business where I buy and sell a lot of stuff online, particularly musical instruments, guitars, drum sets, all that good stuff. And so as a result, I tend to kind of hoard a little bit of inventory, which I keep down in my basement. And I just have a bunch of guitars and music stuff. And the intention is, of course, that I buy it to resell it, but I have a lot more than I wish I had. I have a lot more than I have had time to sell as of late. And really, I don't want to be bringing all this stuff with me. So priority number one is for me to try to list and sell off as much of this stuff as I possibly can in the next few weeks, because every item that I'm able to sell and get rid of is one less item I have to pack up and take with me. So that's why I have this drum set right here set up in my living room. I took photographs of this last night and got it posted up online. It's an electric drum set. So I'm hoping that I will get some interest on that over this weekend or in the next couple of days. If not, I'm going to move it out to the garage. But let me take you guys down the basement and show you what I mean when I say that I have way too much inventory. So here, let's go down there and take a look. So all this is inventory. Just looking at it right off the cuff, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 drum sets down here, I believe, plus the one that's currently in my living room. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 10 guitars. These 1, 2, 3, 4, those are mine. I just stored them down here for the time being. And then all of this stuff, which is like accessories. I have guitar straps, I have cases, tons of cases, drumsticks, amplifiers, guitar stands. Some of this stuff is worth really good money, some of this stuff is worth virtually nothing, but I need to get rid of it because I do not want to be plagued with having to pack all this stuff up. So right now, I basically track all the stuff in a spreadsheet. I know how much I paid for it and when I got it, and my goal is to definitely turn a profit because I can use the money right now, but to try and cut people some good deals and just get rid of all of this stuff as quickly as possible. So this is problem number one. Let's go back upstairs. Problem number two is this aquarium and having to move this thing. With the water in it, this thing is close to 200 pounds. Clearly it can't be moved without being emptied, and I've got my little saltwater fish in there who are very delicate and sensitive to changes, and so I'm actually having to set up an entire second aquarium for them at my mom's house so I can move them over, let them settle there for a few weeks, set this one up in the new place, and then move them back. That's a huge pain. I picked up an aquarium last week and I still have to find a stand to put the new one on. And in case you're wondering why I have a TV on the floor here, despite the fact that I have never owned a TV since I've lived here, well, good question. I actually bought this TV For the purposes of staging my house when it was being sold, I figured, oh, I'll set it up like a living room. Never wound up using it. It works perfectly fine. I paid $20 for it on Facebook Marketplace, so now I have to resell that too. And you know, like most people, I just have stuff everywhere you go. It's organized chaos, but it's chaos. If I open up my kitchen cupboards here, look at all these bottles from when I used to brew kombucha. I have tons of glassware, small appliances, just all of this stuff. All of this stuff that I have to somehow pack up, more or less on my own. So let's start by getting rid of the things that I don't need, and let's start packing up the things that I do need, but that I don't need right now. So mentally, I'm categorizing my stuff into more or less 3 categories. Number 1 is stuff that I absolutely don't need, so things I will be fully getting rid of, hopefully before I move. Category number 2 is things that I need, or at least intend to keep, but don't actively urgently need, things I don't use regularly, like that glassware, which I can start to pack up because I probably won't need it anytime in the next few weeks. And then category number 3 is things that I use all the time that I can't pack up until the very last moment. So let's start with the decluttering and we'll go from there. For obvious reasons, this is not a free giveaway. This is one of my flipping guitars, and I'm embarrassed to say how long I've been driving around with this in the back seat of my car. All right, let's head upstairs and see what's going on up there. So these 2 extra bedrooms are like basically entirely empty because I had my house staged when it was for sale, and I had to get everything out of here so they could make it look like, you know, a bedroom for normal people. So yes, sorry it's very echoey and it's virtually empty, but this is what we're dealing with. These are my drums. They're going to be sold. I don't really want them anymore. Monstera will come with me. I've packed everything else into this walk-in closet, which is still not that much stuff, I guess. And the palm tree. I'm going to get rid of that thing because honestly, I don't really want it. But we got a book problem. I've been hoarding books that I may or may not intend to read, so I'm going to go through all of these books, and the ones that I've already read or that I'm simply not interested in reading, I'm going to get rid of them online too. I've talked about this before, but one of my favorite resources for decluttering your house in general is pass it on or give it away groups on Facebook. So whatever town or city you live in, more than likely there is a Facebook group for people who are looking to either just give things away or to find free things. And I find it to be really, really efficient at just getting things out of the house quickly. So in the time since I have taken pictures of those jackets, I've actually already got somebody who is coming to get the jean jacket. So I've put it in a bag on my front porch, and they're going to swing by and grab it, and just like that, easy peasy gone. It's just one of the best ways if you have things that are still useful to somebody, but that are just maybe not worth the time or the effort to resell, or maybe just don't have that much resale value. Facebook groups. Can't speak highly of them enough. So some of these books are going to be headed onto the same group. Let's see what we have here. Here's what we're left with. This is the keep pile, this is the giveaway pile. This book, by the way, excellent read, already read it, enjoyed it thoroughly. Silent Patient, check it out if you haven't, if you're into like thrillers and weird stuff like that. But so I basically got half and half here. I think that's good. So this whole pile I am going to take photos of, and I'm going to, just like I said, post them up online and hopefully get rid of them sometime this weekend, because the faster they're out of here, the happier I will be. These ones I'll put back on the shelf and hopefully make my way through them, and then give them away when I'm done with them too. I know there's a lot of people who really enjoy keeping the books that they've read and collecting them or rereading them. I'm not one of those people. I enjoy it for the moment. I read it, I'm done with it, and I want it out of the house. So sorry if you're sitting there judging me. Judge away.
5 hours later.
So things are still very much a mess around here, but as I've spent the last few hours trying to go through all my stuff and organize, pare down, declutter, start to pack a little bit even, it's really made me question, how did I wind up with so much stuff? I've only lived in this house not even 3 years yet. I live here by myself. I live a very intentional lifestyle. I try to live a minimalist lifestyle. I'm very intentional and very careful about what I bring into my house, and even still, I've managed to amass so much stuff. It's very important to me to try to retain just the things that I make good use of, the things that I find true value in, whether that's utilitarian value or even a sentimental value, things that are actually important. And the truth is that even of the relatively small number of things that I live with, I would say maybe upwards of 30% of them are things that I still don't need. Whether we're talking clothing that I don't actually wear, or books that I don't intend to read, or video games that I don't even have a console to play on, I just have stuff. I have stuff that I don't know why I have. I have stuff that I don't know why I've kept, why I allowed it in here in the first place. That's not even accounting for that big pile of music gear in the basement that I intend to sell. And eventually I do sell everything, but right now I'm kind of in a little bit of a rush to get things gone. It just really makes me question, why do I have the things that I have? Why do we as a society in general have the things that we have? For me personally, minimalism is so important because I see everything in life as a balancing act and everything is interconnected. The more stuff that we own, the more money we're spending, and the more money we're spending, the more money we have to earn, and the more money we have to earn, the more hours we have to work. And the more hours we have to work, the fewer hours we have available to us to spend doing the things we want to be doing, hanging out with the people that we love, doing things that make us happy, sleeping, resting, relaxing. It just makes our lives so much less meaningful and happy. And so while so many people are reaching for meaning in tangible physical things, I'm searching for tranquility. And to me, tranquility is a peaceful life where even if I don't have a lot of stuff, the stuff I have is stuff that makes me very happy, and that anything that isn't important to me is not worth me selling my time for. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're actually doing, is every physical thing that we have, everything we spend money on, we're just trading our time for it. That's not to say that you can't, treat yourself to things, but it's just to think about the fact that every time you do, you are taking time away from your own life. And so the question is, how much is worth it? What is worth it? I don't care what somebody does for a living. I don't care how much they may or may not like their jobs. I don't believe that there's anybody in the world who would rather do their job than anything else. Even if you generally enjoy your job, you can't honestly say you'd rather work than hang out with your friends or watch movies or whatever it is that makes you happy. And the way that I see it is every hour that I spend at work is one more hour that Levi is lying home alone, and my mom is getting older, and my friends are, starting their own lives and doing their own thing. And it's just, time is so precious and it's running out, and kind of anxiety provoking for me to think about, if I'm being quite honest with you. But if I'm gonna go and buy a sweater, or I'm gonna go buy a pair of shoes, or another trinket or piece of crap of some sort, all I'm doing is committing myself to having to work another hour or another 2 hours or whatever necessary to be able to have that thing. And really, I'm taking away another hour or another couple hours from spending time with the people that I care about that are not going to be around forever. And so I'm sorry to take this video in a morbid direction. That seems to be kind of my MO. Sorry, but that's kind of just the way that I think about things. And as I'm starting to pare down and start to pack up my house and get ready to move, I've definitely been feeling a little more emo than usual. Like I said, I will make a whole nother video in the next couple weeks about this whole experience, and it's been less than an ideal experience, to say the least. But I've just been very reflective and very kind of introspective, and it's been making me think a lot about why we do the things that we do and the effects of all of the things that we do, how everything is interconnected in the world. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and hit the like button. If you haven't done so yet, maybe also consider subscribing, follow me on Instagram, all that good stuff. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.